If you enjoy the upcoming video, please subscribe. It helps the channel and notifies you of new videos, such as Manchester United's Red Army and Leeds Service Crew videos. Even though Chelsea had a history of being fairly consistent, most people now associate them with the football powerhouse they became at the turn of the century. This is not surprising considering the team won the majority of its trophies at that time. League Cups, FA Cups, and League Championships have all been won by Chelsea. Additionally, they have enjoyed success in Europe, where they are the only British team to have won the Cup Winners' Cup, the Champions League, and the Europa League. The early years. Chelsea established itself as the biggest team in the city and swiftly won over the local supporters. The club made history by having the highest average attendance in Britain in the late 1910s with over 40,000. The Pensioners became one of the wealthiest clubs in the nation as a result of the large attendance, which also made it feasible to pay well-known players. Niels Middelboe, a Danish player who joined the club in 1913, became the first non-British player in the Football League and made Chelsea his home. Yet, the first 5 decades of the club's existence were not overly fruitful. The team would be in constant motion between Division 1 and Division 2. In their second decade of existence, however, they managed to reach the FA Cup final for the first time. (1950s) First league title. Everyone was taken aback when they won the league for the first time in 1955, especially because the team had typically ended in the lowest half of the standings in previous years. However, this surprise triumph was insufficient to change their situation, and the team soon reverted to mediocrity. (1960s), the Kings of the King's Road. The mid-60s caught Chelsea at the height of their popularity, with many big-name celebrities becoming regular guests at Stamford Bridge. For the first time in their history, the club was seen as an actual contender. After securing their first League Cup in 1965, they followed it up with 2 more firsts by claiming an FA Cup in 1970 and the Cup Winners' Cup in 1971. '70s and '80s, debts and new ownership. As it turned out, those were their last successes for a while. Due to mounting debt from Stamford Bridge's renovation and rising fan hooliganism, Chelsea quickly found themselves in a vulnerable situation. During the next couple of decades, Chelsea's on-field results were not much of a priority, as the club's officials were desperately fighting to avoid bankruptcy. The ownership of the Mears family was interrupted when the club was sold for the symbolic sum of £1 to the new owner Ken Bates in 1982. 1990s, return to the spotlight. The club didn't come back into the public eye until 1996, when Ruud Gullit was hired as player-manager. Chelsea was once again one of the most entertaining teams in English football, with the renowned Dutchman at the helm and an attack force led by Italian internationals Gianluca Vialli and Gianfranco Zola. While the club did not manage to go all the way in the Premier League during this period, they did enjoy some cup success with 2 FA Cup victories in 1997 and 2000 and a League Cup triumph in 1998. To top it off, they also claimed their second Cup Winners' Cup in 1998 by defeating Stuttgart 1-0 in the final. Chelsea was at this period a team hugely dominated by foreign players. A game on Boxing Day 1999 marked a new era in British League football, when the Chelsea side against Southampton consisted of the first, all-overseas 11. No British player was starting the match. The players were Ed de Goey, Holland; Albert Ferrer, Spain; Frank Leboeuf, France; Emerson Tomé, Brazil; Dan Petrescu, Romania; Celestine Babayero, Nigeria; Gus Poyet, Uruguay; Didier Deschamps, France; Roberto Di Matteo, Italy; Gabriele Ambrosetti, Italy; and Tor André Flo, Norway. 2000s, Russian billionaire becomes the club's new owner. When Chelsea was sold to Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich in 2003, the landscape of the club was permanently altered. The new owner promptly oversaw Chelsea's financial health, paying off the majority of the team's debts and investing an amount that was at the time unparalleled in star acquisitions. However, it didn't come together until José Mourinho arrived. Under the divisive Portuguese coach, Chelsea won back-to-back Premier League titles in 2005 and 2006, as well as 2 League Cups in 2005 and 2007 and an FA Cup in 2007. Chelsea remained a dominant power in English football even after Mourinho had left the team due to several arguments with the owner, winning 1 more league title, 2 FA Cups, a Champions League, and a Europa League during the course of the following 6 years. Chelsea has never before taken home either the UEFA Cup or the Europe League. Shortly after Mourinho's return in 2013, the club won another League Cup and their 5th league title. After a long period of weak performance, Chelsea sacked José Mourinho in 2015. Due to the sanctions against Russian oligarchs during the Russian-Ukrainian war in 2022, Abramovich was disqualified as a director of Chelsea FC by the Premier League and the ownership shifted. At the time of making this video, Chelsea have finished 12th in the Premier League, 1 place behind Crystal Palace and a full 27 points off the Champions League qualifying position of 4th place. Please subscribe as it really helps our channel grow.